heading off to Prague this morning for a weekend trip, and then gonna leave this one there to go about it the rest of the trip by herself. So we've made it to the bus stop. Fine, only one injury so far this morning. Not gonna say what it is because it probably sounds worse than what it is on camera. And yeah, so looking forward to a 5-hour bus ride, I believe, like 4.5-hour bus ride. Yeah. After only some very weird and bad directions and some issues getting money out, we have made it to our Airbnb. Although I should actually also mention, because I didn't really vlog the bus ride very much, the bus ride was great. It was so easy, it was pretty comfortable, it wasn't full, they gave you tea and coffee. Nothing more to say about that. It was a nice bus. So I'll take you on a quick apartment tour just because it's so pretty. This is the first bedroom, and as always with Europeans there is 2 doona covers because heaven forbid you should share a doona cover in a double bed. This is the lounge room. This is another bed, and this is actually a really big single bed. That couch also becomes a bed, so you can just have so many people stay here. And then we have the kitchen and the bathroom. Checked us in, was super cute and gave us many instructions. So I think we're gonna head out now and get some food and maybe go for a wander around the old town. Unfortunately, behind me is, I'll show you in a second, the Prague astronomical clock, and it is completely under like renovation at the moment, which seems to happen to me a lot when I'm in Europe, but I'll show you anyway. Prost. Soup does look good, but smell the best. And Brianna has cheese, so you can't really go wrong with that. Oh, I love soup so much. Lunch was super delicious, and now we're just going for a wander through the old town, and I definitely need to get myself one of those cinnamon bun kind of, they're not really a bun, they're kind of hollow, those cinnamon things before we leave, but I'm too full now. Our cozy apartment now, and I think I'm gonna have a nice hot and long shower before we head out for dinner tonight. I'm a bit tired, my back is a bit sore, but nothing that a really nice long bath won't fix. Morning guys, so I didn't vlog after my bath last night because we just had delivery pizza. We had a very authentic lunch, okay? And we were very tired. So today But I have a runny nose. Sorry. So this morning we're gonna head into town because we're gonna do one of the Sandermans tours. I haven't done one in about 6 years, I think now, but they're really good free tours, especially if you wanna. Oh my god. Yes, I'm old enough that 6 years ago I could have gone on a Sandermans tour. That could only make me like 24. But they're really good if you're not in a city for very long and you want to see some of the key things. And also just interesting to know a bit more about the city, and I don't know that much about Prague, so that should be good. And then my brother's given us a couple of sites to visit this afternoon. Mandatory coffee in hand, we are heading off on our tour, but there are so many people. It's like 35 people, so maybe I'll hear stuff, maybe I won't. It yesterday, but we were really like interested in the architecture around here. We couldn't really work out where most of it was built, and that's probably because we just found out that in the old town itself there's over 6 different like architectural waves like just in this little area, so that's probably why we couldn't identify it. So there's obviously a lot of interesting history here, but I didn't realize it had such a big Jewish population before, well, I kind of knew, but not the extent, for the Second World War. But we just walked past the Jewish gravesite, which is fascinating because the kingdom wouldn't give them any extra land. They had to, for 12 generations I think, so it's like 12 layers, they had to build the gravesite vertically instead of how you normally would, except one exception is if it was a really important grave they wouldn't cover it and rebuild over the top of it. So apparently now the gravesite is a bit more like this all over. Finished our walking tour and the guide was really great. I mean, he taught us so much. It's obviously impossible for me to just like retell you all the interesting parts about Prague, but I definitely would recommend that if you come to Prague that you do it. I mean, they do go through a few things that are like for baby's first trip that I guess if you travel a lot could be a bit frustrating, but the information they give you is really interesting. And the guy we had was a really good storyteller and quite funny, and an architect, which I don't know whether the tour would have been quite as good with someone else. I'm sure they all get told the same things, but the architecture here is really interesting, so that was a bit of an added advantage. And now we're gonna go find some lunch because I am starving and very hungry. And then I think we're gonna head across to the castle and do a few of those kind of things this afternoon.
She actually had a drink away from me, so. Are you?
I'd really like to start my beer or something.
Your list.
Cut?
So we're finished with lunch and now we've wandered down. So behind me is the Charles Bridge, and I think we'll walk across that and then head over to like the palace area. It's It's really cold now though. I don't know why. It's like seems much colder than when we went in. And I mean, it's technically only autumn, but I think it's probably only about 12 degrees. Eek. So we're just about to walk through what we think is called Strana or something similar, which is not too far from the castle. We're gonna see if we can get one of these like cinnamon things here, and then hopefully wander up to the castle, and hopefully the cathedral will still be open. I think it's a cathedral. I don't know why. The like sudden cool weather has turned my brain to mush. It's like a cinnamon donut and then fresh and warm. Do you want some?
Well, for sure. I'll just... No, I don't.
And I'm officially winning it live because I've already got myself some winter Christmas dinners. So... if I needed 3 layers before, I definitely don't after all those stairs. But it's a pretty view. This is definitely a city of lots of lovely squares. It's like everywhere we get, I'll probably have like, I think, I don't know what I'm saying. I'll get around to editing my vlog and realize that I've just taken like round shots of like every square in this city. This is probably the most impressive church, cathedral that I've seen since I was in Mexico. I'm sure I'll get over it after being in Europe for a while because there's so many, but this one's really nice. It's beautiful. These stairs, but we've walked like a whole nother set. We've actually walked so far and I didn't realize that they're way harder to walk down than they are to walk up. I'm constantly feeling like I'm like gonna slide the whole way down. Imagine in the snow. Walking. So I was meant to be directing us somewhere else, but we got tired and decided just to come into it's now the Cubist Museum. I think it was like a building made during the Cubist movement. And it also has like a couple of cafes and stuff inside it. So we're gonna have a quick cheeky afternoon drink here before we head back to the apartment. We may be in one of the party centers of Europe, and we may be having delivery for the second night in a row. I'm watching that 70s show. But I mean, Breezy, we got a party pajamas. We just did too much walking today and now we're tired and we all have big days tomorrow. And that's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. Anyway, I'm gonna eat some delicious Indian and vlog again tomorrow morning. Morning guys. It's really loud. So we're heading back to the bus stop. Brianna's heading to Vienna today. We're heading back to Berlin. But we'll definitely have to come back here again sometime soon because it's really beautiful and there's actually a lot to see. A bit too much for 2 days. And also a lot of good shopping I hear, so I will definitely be back. Anyway, that's what we're doing right now.